Hello everyone, my name is Paget Manige. I'm the developer of the business startup entrepreneur mindset application. My objective is to inspire and educate business owners through this application. Today we will be learning about the stages of growth of a business. There are 5 stages of growth for each business. The first being the development stage, the second being the startup stage, the third growth stage, expansion stage, and finally maturity stage. I have an image here showing a few details entailing every stage of a business and what the business goes through in each stage. As you can see, there are 2 axes. The first axis shows the size and complexity of the business from small to large. The second axis shows the age of the business from young to mature. Within the graph, you can see there are 5 stages, each in different colors. So, below each stage, there is what's required for the business to grow and what happens to most businesses within that stage that leads to their failure or inability to graduate to the next stage. So, let's begin with the first stage. The first stage is what's known as the development stage or the stage of existence of any business. Within this stage, growth is achieved only through creativity. You as a business owner should be creative enough to have a unique idea, a unique product, or a unique way of marketing your product within a market. That's how you survive and graduate to the next stage. Within this first stage, businesses fail because of a crisis in leadership, the inability to decide on the steps your business should follow to graduate. The next phase is known as the survival or startup phase. This is where a business can only grow through direction. Having direction as a leader, as a business owner, is the only way you will be able to graduate your business. At this stage, you have a team, a small team. This team directly answers to you as the business owner. It is you as the business owner who should direct these people on the intentions of your business, what you intend to achieve. At this time, your crisis is autonomy as a business. Autonomy implies you have the inability to think independently as a business. When you are an autonomous organization, an autonomous business, it implies you are not influenced by external forces, for example taxes and so on, the economy and such. Within the third stage, this is where number of customers increase, the business is increasing in growth, revenue is increasing, and at this stage you can only grow by delegating tasks. The crisis here is inability to control your business. So the only way to succeed is to have structure within the business, a structure and a line of command. So certain tasks are done when they are delegated. The next stage is the takeoff stage. This is when your number of clients explodes. The growth achieved in this stage is through coordination. At this stage, you should learn to coordinate. Employees should coordinate with different departments within your business. The issue in this stage is that there is a crisis of bureaucracy. Bureaucracy will cripple your business if you're not careful within the takeoff stage. When tasks are assigned, they should be done with immediate effect. Stage 5 is what's known as the resource maturity stage. At this stage, growth is achieved through collaboration. Here, a business collaborates with other businesses, with community members, and this is where businesses are considered mature. The issue at the maturity stage is that there are very many crises available. We'll now we'll dive into each stage and see the characteristics that entail each business. So, the first is the development stage. What happens within the development stage? When you're starting a business, you start a business as an idea. Usually it's an individual or probably friends who decide to pursue a certain idea. During this stage, obtaining customers is difficult because people usually have doubts in a business, or if a business's idea is new, people usually hesitate to use such products. So at this stage, obtaining customers is difficult. Delivering products and services is also tricky at this stage because you as a business owner, you do not know what the market is like. You have not yet experienced the product, service, delivery within a market. So you are unsure of the number of products to produce, or the service to produce, or the reaction of people to your products. So the owner at this stage is the business. The owner directly supervises subordinates who are averagely competent. Formal planning and systems are minimal to non-existent. During this development phase, businesses usually do not have structure. You do not have a manager at this phase. You do not budget your finances. Strategy is to remain alive through creativity. You have to think of new ways to outcompete your competition. You have to figure out a way to have a unique product, a product that is viewed within a wide market. You have to look for unique ways to market your product. You have to look for a unique way to manage your small staff. Businesses fail at this stage because of a crisis in leadership. This is where you will have to build your leadership skills. You have to understand how to decide, because your business depends on your decisions as a business owner. The second stage is what's known as the survival stage or the startup stage. This is where you are growing now as a business. You have people assisting you, probably employees or friends, and as you can see in the image, there is a team available to assist you during the startup phase. So what are the characteristics during startup? Differentiating the relationship between revenues and expenses becomes an issue. As a business, you are getting revenues and you are now spending some of the money to support the business. You're, for example, paying salaries to your employees. You are probably paying for certain equipment that your business uses. So during this stage, you need to balance your revenues and expenses. You also have to remember that cash flow is the lifeline of every business. Without money going through a business, it will die. So during startup, business is considered a workable business entity. During this stage, your business is considered workable business entity. Probably your friends, relatives start seeing your business flourishing. They start seeing money moving through your business, and at this stage your business is considered a workable business entity. There are enough customers and they are satisfied sufficiently. Formal planning is cash forecasting at best, and systems are still minimal. So at this stage, you probably have one manager or a few managers. And when it comes to formal planning within business is mostly cash based, mostly considers budgeting, finances, revenues, but nothing more. Strategy at this stage is surviving through direction in your business operations. So this is where you start giving directions or directives to your team regarding business operations. Businesses fail at this stage because of a crisis of autonomy. The third stage is known as the growth stage or the success stage. As you will see later on, the third stage is subdivided into 2 stages. So, what are the characteristics of the growth stage in general? At this stage, exploiting the business's accomplishments and expanding should be your focus. you should look into the products, the inventory within your inventory, and find out which of your products succeeded the most, and you should focus on developing that product. You should look into the best strategies that worked for you as a business and work on implementing those strategies even more. This is where you even start planning on expanding your business into other communities or markets. Some business owners may decide to keep the business stable and profitable at this stage. Owners could decide to disengage from some business activities or even pursue other alternative ventures like running for a political office, starting another enterprise, or pursuing hobbies. So it is at this stage that most people decide on whether they will keep within the business and expand the business while they are present, or else they could decide to join a political career. For example, let's say you've always wanted to be a member of parliament, a chairperson of a certain organization. This is the time when you could decide to leave your business in the hands of someone else, someone you trust. Or you could even maybe decide to go and start another business, assuming your first business was in maybe carpentry, but you've always loved flowers. You could leave your carpentry business in the hands of a management team and then start up another flowering business. The strategy here is growth by delegation. You have to learn to delegate tasks for any business to grow. Delegate tasks to people who are responsible, and they should be awarded accordingly, and your business will grow successfully. So this is the first subsection of the growth stage. What happens to a business when a business owner decides to sit back and disengage themselves from a business and maybe delegate the tasks? What happens? The business has the following characteristics during the disengagement stage. So the business has attained economic stability and sufficient market penetration to guarantee success. Profits are average or above average at this stage. The company has grown to a stage where it requires functional managers. Management should be competent. Basic financial, marketing, and production systems are in place. As the business matures, it and the owner increasingly separate. Stage 3, subsection G. This is when the business owner decides to grow with the business. They keep around, they learn new ways to grow their business. So the owner invests cash and borrowing power of the business and risks it all to finance growth. Here, the business owner may decide to go to different banks, and allocate a loan to grow the business. During this stage, the business owner requires an entrepreneurial mindset to push the business forward. So managers the business owner hires are hired to keep an eye on the business's future and not its present condition. The owner is deeply involved in all phases of the business. If the business at this stage is successful, it advances to the takeoff stage. If the business is unsuccessful, it can shift to the disengagement stage, or move a step back to the survival startup stage. Takeoff or expansion stage is what most businesses should aim for. So what are the characteristics at the takeoff stage? So the key challenges are how to finance growth and how to grow rapidly. You are looking for ways to finance your marketing. You're looking for ways to improve your product so that it can be positively reviewed by the customers around the world. If there are issues with the product, you are looking into ways to fix the product for growth. So at this stage, you are focusing on marketing this product, growing your business. So the owner should delegate responsibility to improve effective management within the increasingly growing enterprise. At the takeoff stage, you should have already started actively delegating tasks. Delegation should aim to control performance and the willingness to see the mistakes made. When you delegate a task, you just do not delegate a task and ignore the person you delegated the task to. These people should report to you with positive results. If what you did not expect isn't the result you get, you should look through and find solutions for that task to be achieved. You should expect positive results. But when mistakes are made, you should be willing to look at these mistakes made, and you should work on these human errors. Organization is decentralized and divisional, especially in the production or sales. So as a business, you should have a structure. You have the chairman, the CEO, probably the business owner, a management team, and then you should have departments. You should have probably a marketing department. You should have a production department, a sales department, a department in charge of finance. So you should be decentralized and divisional. So both operational and strategic planning are being implemented. Here, formal planning methods are now available. As you can see, operational and strategic planning are now implemented at this stage. So the owner and business have become reasonably separate, yet the business is still dominated by the owner's presence and stock control. Stage 5. the maturity stage. You are very excited as a business owner when your business gets to this stage. What happens during the maturity stage to a business? The main challenge is consolidation and control of finances acquired during the takeoff stage. At this stage, the business is a corporation and it must expand its management to eliminate inefficiencies that show up in the rapid growth stages. So, if you had a production manager within your business, and because of an increase in clients, production starts getting intense. This is a stage where you as a business owner need to hire assistant production managers to help the production manager smooth out the inefficiencies within the production and even work. This is where you get to work on different departments. So professionalization is at the center of the business with the assistance of tools like strategic planning, budgeting, objective management, and standard cost systems. Management is decentralized, experienced, and very well staffed. The owner and business are separate both operationally and financially. At this stage, the business has arrived. So here is a chart that shows each stage along with the management style, organization, extent of formal systems, major strategy, and business owner and the owner in an image representation form. So you can see within the first stage, the management style is direct supervision. Stage 2, the management style is supervised supervisors. Within disengagement, you have a functional management style, just as in the growth stage. During takeoff, the management style is divisional, and in maturity, there is management and staff available. As you can see, during organization, we have the owner directly supervising the subordinates. Here you can see subordinates answer to the supervisors who answer to the management. It's also the same here within the disengagement stage and the growth stage, and in some way the takeoff stage. It is during the maturity stage that organization is a little bit complex, where supervisors have supervisors. So the extent of formal systems during stage 1, there is minimal to non-existence formal systems. Within the survival stage, it's minimal. Formal systems within disengagement are basic. During growth, they start developing. The formal systems in takeoff stage are focused on marketing, and then the formal systems within the maturity stage are intensive. You are intending to grow the business, expanding the business, for example, all over the country or all over the world. So what's the major strategy within the first stage? That you want to exist as a business. You want to be known as a business, that you exist during the first stage. During the second stage, you want to survive. You want to pay taxes. You want to out compete the economy, so that if the economy crashes, your business keeps afloat, and so on. Your strategy during the disengagement stage is maintaining a profitable status quo. During the growth stage, you intend to get resources for growth. For example, going to acquire a loan from a bank. Then your major strategy during the fourth stage is growth. You intend to grow as a business. And then finally, within the maturity stage, your aim is to look for a return on investment. Now, there are a few images you can see here. So the white image represents the owner, and then the black image, the black circle, represents the business. So you can see within existence, the owner is within a business. He's involved, actively involved within the business. He's present at all times. Within the survival stage, you are increasingly involved within the business activities. Here in the first stage, you are probably not that involved in business activities, but during the survival stage, your activity, your involvement is increased. Now, during the disengagement stage, you step back from the business, although you're actively working on the business. Then during the growth stage, you are increasingly available within the business and working hard to grow the business. During the takeoff stage, you are increasingly separated from the business, although you are actively working on the business. So during the maturity stage, the business is big. It's big, and you are increasingly separate. You're separate from the business. And this is the goal of every business owner, getting to the maturity stage. So this is it for today. I hope to meet you in the next lecture. Goodbye.